All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Hey, Shalom. I'm going to continue on from pretty much where I left off the other day. And hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. But I'm going to backtrack a little bit, start back at 2nd Ezra chapter 15. But I'm going to read this in the GNT. And this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1 in the GNT. The Lord says, proclaim to my people the prophetic messages that I will give you. And who is the Lord's people? The Israelites. And the prophetic messages are to say before. The prophesy means to say before. So tell these people the things that are going to happen before they happen. And then have them written down because they are true and will be fulfilled. So all these scriptures, all these prophecies that are contained within the scriptures, within the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, within the New Testament, all these things are going to be fulfilled. Do not be afraid of those who plot against you or be disturbed by their unbelief. So among our people, among the Israelites, hey, there's 2/3. Many of them plot against Jake, against the elect. Don't be disturbed by them. But then also you have the main enemy, the other nations. So you have the other nations that are plotting against the elect of Israel, plotting against the whole of Israel. But the 2/3 are too stupid and blinded and dumb and deaf. They're too blind. They don't know what's happening. They don't know that a snare is being laid. They don't know about the MOTB. A lot of them are willingly ignorant. They'll say it's something that it's not. They'll say it's sin. They'll say it's white women. They'll say it's well, I forget my water. That's all right. They'll say it's any number of things. So let me get this. This is Psalms 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. So who's the Lord's people? The Israelites. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, and that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So, hey, they want to get rid of all of Israel. Starting with the top, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. They want to get rid of Israel so they can have the birthright back, which, hey, you're never going to get it back. You never had it. It never belonged to you. But back to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 in the GNT. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 3 in the GNT. Do not be afraid of those who plot against you or be disturbed by their unbelief. All unbelievers will die because of their unbelief. So all the Israelites that don't believe, especially here in Babylon the Great. Let me see here. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So two parts, 2/3 of the people, 2/3 of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be cut off and die here in Babylon the Great. The 1/3, the elect, that's going to be saved is going to be, well, I'll just continue. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So the third part, the elect, they're likened unto gold and silver, precious metals. They're precious in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So they're going to be brought through this. They're going to make it through this. They're going to be, each trial that they're going to have to go through, they're going to be refined and made better, made even more precious than the last trial. Again, Zechariah 13 and verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, Salakia, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. So one of the characteristics about this 1/3, about this elect that's brought through the fire, that's tried as silver is tried, and refined as gold, they're going to call on the names of Yahweh wa Yahushai. They're going to call on the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to hear them. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is my power. So again, telling you again, the Lord's people, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's people. This is Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So the other nations, which let me read that again. Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So these are the only nation. This, which Jacob, his name was changed to Israel. That represents the entire 12 tribes. These laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, all these things were only shown to Israel. The other nations don't know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They're not the Lord's people. He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So showing that the Lord has a people. This is Amos chapter 3. I'll start at verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt. So, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai brought the Israelites, our forefathers, out of Egypt, along with their families, their wives, their children. That great multitude came out of Egypt. He didn't do that for any other nations. He didn't bring the Edomites out of Egypt. He didn't bring the so-called white man out of Egypt. He didn't bring the Moabites, the Chinese out of Egypt. He didn't bring the Ammonites, Elam. He didn't bring them out of Egypt. He brought Israel out of Egypt. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Amos 3 and verse 1, hear this word that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. So only Israel, out of all the families of the earth, out of all the nations on this earth, only Israel has he known. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. So, hey, we're gonna get punished. We've been getting punished. All the curses from Deuteronomy 28:15 on down. Other curses that aren't written in Deuteronomy 28. And when you look around, you see Jake, doesn't matter what city, what town, wherever, whether it's in the country, in a bustling metropolis, in the jungle somewhere, hey, Jake is suffering. Jake is going through the curses. Jake is guaranteed. Jake in the jungle. Hey, whether he came across Edomite or something like that, Jake probably got gout in the jungle. Jake, I mean, you know, kind of making a joke or whatever, but you know, Jake is going through the curses no matter where he is. It's an identifier. It's a sign. To show you, so you would look at this, you would see it as a sign. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So all these curses from Deuteronomy 15 on down to the end of the chapter, all these curses come upon us. It doesn't have to be all at one time, but one generation, whatever generation we've been in, at one point or another, we had these curses on us. And here's a few. I'll read off a few of them. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse, I'll start at 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. So, hey, whenever we go out, whenever we come in, hey, we got a curse on us. You know, stuff going wrong with us. Whenever we go out, shit gonna go wrong. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto. So, hey, whatever we set our hand to do, we're gonna try to make it in the music industry. Gonna try to start a business. Gonna try to start try to group together with other Jakes and start a business or whatever, or a business endeavor. Hey, that thing's gonna fall apart. For Deuteronomy 28 and verse 20, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand to do, for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So whatever we do, it's gonna fail. Everything that you do, failure after failure after failure, because you disobeyed Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'll jump down to verse 22. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning. So, hey, you have these different diseases like diabetes, gout, sickle cell, alopecia, whatever other diseases that Jake is prone to getting. Hey, these are all curses that come upon you, because most diseases come from inflammation. The burning of your flesh, the burning of your nerves. You know, when you look up, especially alopecia, they say the cause of that is inflammation, and they don't know exactly what causes it. Like the nigga woman, a lot of them have alopecia, which will be something like centrifugal, centripetal alopecia, CCCA, something like that, where the women, they lose the hair around their crown, which that's a curse in Isaiah. It makes the women go bald. That's why you see a majority of the so-called Negro women, they wear wigs. They can't grow their hair. Again, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 22, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. So the sword, the modern day sword is the gun. It guaranteed most Jake, they die by gun violence, whether it be from other Jakes, or from the police, or whoever's shooting them, Edomites, whoever. It says the sword is going to pursue after them. And with mildew, mildew causes a lot of problems. That causes a lot of health problems. Verse 28, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. So, these people have gone crazy. They can't see. You have some people that are literally blind, but you have people that can't see this truth. They're blinded to it. And they've gone mad. These people are completely crazy, completely gone mad. You see Jake in the different videos, it doesn't matter what he is. He's going to be doing something stupid and crazy. Verse 29, and thou shalt grope at noondays, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever business endeavor, whatever part of town you live in, whatever, you're only going to be oppressed. Here's one that's real big with Jake. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. And adultery is real big in the Jake community, especially amongst the Negroes. Your wives are whores. You know, constantly getting divorces, constantly jumping from man to man. This is a curse. A woman is supposed to have one man. A man is supposed to have many women. But here it is, you have a woman, you have a wife. She up and leaves you. Another man lies with her. These are the curses. This is the reality. This isn't just a fairy tale book. Again, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 30, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. So, you're going to build a house. You're not going to live in it. You got Issachar, you know, the Northern Kingdom, wherever they are, you know, a lot of them work in the carpentry and construction and all that stuff, building up houses. Jake will work in that same industry, the Negroes. Not one of those houses that you built, you living in it. You living off in a trailer somewhere. Thou shalt plant a vineyard and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. So whatever, you're gonna make an idea, you're gonna plant something, and you're not gonna reap the fruit of it. Verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword amongst all nations, whither Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall lead thee. So, we're going to be we're going to be talked about. We're going to be called different names. We're going to be called a different nation. We're no longer going to be called Israelites. You'll be called Americans, Negroids, Mexicans, Spics, Wetbacks. Let me get this real quick. Isaiah. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. So it's a long period of time. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai was angry with us for a long period of time. And we discontinued from our heritage. He took our heritage from us. The heritage that he gave us. The language, the laws, statutes, commandments, the high holy days, the land, the temple. Everything he took away from us. The clothing. Everything. So we're here today. Before we woke up, we were calling ourselves Americans. Calling ourselves by different names. Not knowing our true heritage. But in these last days, Yahweh Shem Yahushai has had mercy on us by sending men, starting with the elder Abba Bibbins, to preach this word, to tell the people who they really are, to tell them who they are before he comes and destroys this place. Back to Deuteronomy 28. In verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Did that not happen? Did it not happen in history? If you were to look up in Google, yoke of iron, who shows up in those pictures? Do we not serve our enemies in this land? The top enemy being Esau, Edom. Did I just read Psalms 83? Those are our enemies. And ultimately, here, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And those main false gods that they serve, that we have served in the past, were JC, Jesus Christo, and Islam. But wherever we've been scattered to the four corners of the world, all over the world, we've been scattered. And we're serving their gods. If you're in India, you're serving whatever gods they got over there, however many hundreds and whatever. If you're in China, you're worshiping their gods. Verse 65, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. So wherever you've been scattered to, hey, you're not going to find any ease amongst these nations. They're going to be thinking of you as a proverb and a byword. They're going to hate you. They're going to put you to work. They're going to tax you to death. And I'm going to jump down to verse 68. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So here, This is spiritual Egypt. This is spiritual Sodom. This is the land where we were scattered to. When you look at the transatlantic slave trade, hey, the slaves came here on ships, the same way that the scriptures speak of, and were sold as bondmen and bondwomen, which means slaves. And no man will redeem you, meaning no man will buy you back. Whereas in the ancient world, hey, if you were sold into slavery, you had a relative that could buy your freedom. Here, hey, you're perpetual slaves. And our big brother Yahushua, he's coming back to redeem us. He's coming back to put an end to all this. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. This is that land. This is that land where the ABC groups thrive, where Moism thrives, where that's push here. This is the land of Egypt. Again, you have many cities here in Babylon the Great, aka America, that are named after Egyptian cities. Here is also where the most of the slavery took place. The house of bondage. When you look on your dollar bill, hey, there's pyramids on it. There's all kinds of Egyptian symbolism in the architecture here in Babylon the Great. You have obelisks, different kinds of pyramids around here. You know, different things going back, alluding to the Egyptians, showing you that this is that place. This is that spiritual place. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. And I'll start at chapter 8. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 63 in the GNT. And it says, I answered, Sir, you have shown me many signs. Slide. I answered, Sir, you have shown me many signs, which you will perform in the last days, but you have not told me how I can know when this will happen. So this is Ezra asking the angel. He's asking him, hey, you show me many things that are going to come, but you didn't say when these things are going to happen. You know, how do I know? Because a part of being a prophet, a watchman, all these things, you have to watch for things that happen. You have to watch for world events. You know, you're looking for landmarks. Like if you're driving down a road, hey, you might have a map or whatever, but if you don't, hey, like in the before smartphones, you know, before smartphones and all that, you had MapQuest. But before that, when you gave somebody directions, a lot of times you had to go by landmarks. You know, when you pass that tower on the right, when you see the statue on the left-hand side, when you pass the roundabout, the 2nd Street on the left, you know, these things are signs. Hey, show you how close we're getting. Hey, like driving on the highway. You know, you're 200 miles from this city, 100 miles from this city, 70 miles, 10 miles. And the next stop is a welcome to such and such city, population, population 7,000, what have you. Well, this is like that same thing. Here it is, we're getting closer and closer to the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom being here on the earth. And you have to look for the signs. You have to watch out for them. So again, 2 Ezra chapter 9, he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, will bring judgment on the world he has created. So the angel's telling them, when you see these signs pass, you know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is bringing the judgment to the world. There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. So again, earthquakes. You see earthquakes going on all around the world. Yahushua gave similar signs to when his return would be. And these are the same things. When Yahushua returns, there's the same thing going into 2 Ezra 9. Matthew 24, talking about the same thing here. There will be earthquakes, national rebellions. You see people rising up in these different countries. Protests, riots, what have you, going on all around the world. International intrigues, which is like different news that you hear, different kind of spying, different kinds of how do you say it? Yeah, different kinds of spying that you see going on. The nations spying on each other, bringing out different things on each other. Unstable leaders. Hey, it's not the leader of Babylon the Great right now, unstable. The guy's weekend at Bernie's. He's neither here nor there. They gotta revive him every day. And confused rulers. Hey, next in line, hey, this lady, this lady is totally confused. But she's showing you the disorder that's going to be going on in this time. The kind of chaos. The signs of a societal collapse. And if you look at the signs of a societal collapse, this is going to be the same thing that's going on here in Babylon the Great. Societal collapse, you'll have natural disasters. There's plenty of natural disasters going on. You'll have, the rulers being incompetent. You'll have an uprise in violence. You'll have international sabotage from other countries, meaning other countries, your enemies, the enemies of Babylon the Great, sabotaging this place, by different means. They're constantly, they bring it up every few months that, that the, Russians or Chinese might hack the power grid or the water supply or this or that. You have migrants coming across the border, mass migration. Hey, these are all signs of a societal collapse. Not to mention that the collapse of the currency. So there's plenty of signs here that this place is in collapse. This Babylon the Great, America ain't gonna be forever. When you see these things happening, you will know that they are what the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, has spoken about since the beginning of creation. The beginning and the end of everything that happens in this world are clear. The same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end. So you're seeing mighty things happening. The signs in the heavens, signs on the earth. And I think there's getting ready to be another eclipse. No telling, I don't even know. I think there's been about 3 eclipses in the last year, maybe 4. But there's been all kinds of wonders in the heavens. All kinds of wonders going on here. And the weather events happening. It's been beautiful, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue to get worse and worse for Babylon the Great, and especially the people that dwell here. From there, I'm going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 7. Then I asked, how long a period of time will divide the ages? And this is the world. Let me go here real quick. Oops. This is Matthew 24, and I'll start at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So the disciples were asking Yahushua, when is going to be the end of this world? And that word for world, it means age. I believe it's aeon, which means a perpetual, a part of time, like a period of time. You know, when will be the end of this time period? When will be the end of this the Romans rule? Because the Romans were ruling back then, and the Israelites, those back then, they knew who that kingdom was. They knew that was the fourth kingdom. They knew after they ruled, after those Romans ruled, that it would be the kingdom of Israel. So they're asking the signs, like, when are you coming back? And that word for world, it means an aeon or age. So again, back to 2nd Ezra. Chapter 6. In verse 7, then I asked, how long a period of time will divide the ages? When will the first age end and the next age begin? He answered, the interval will be no longer than that between Abraham, and in the GNT it says Abraham, but in the KJV it says Isaac. So from Abraham to Isaac, he was the grandfather of Jacob and Esau, and when they were born, Jacob was holding Esau's heel. So Esau and Jacob, the kingdom that's to rule after Esau, is telling you that back then when the Romans were ruling, that was Esau. So after he's done ruling, Jacob set up to rule next. And that when Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob holding Esau's heel, that's symbolic. Symbolic of the times to come. Verse 9, Esau represents the end of this age, and Jacob represents the beginning of the new age. So these things that are coming on the earth, these terrible plagues and destruction, ultimately the ICBMs that are coming, this is the ushering a new age, the rule of Jacob, the kingdom of heaven ruling on earth. So again, verse 9, Esau represents the end of this age, and Jacob represents the beginning of the new age. So if Jacob's hand is the beginning and Esau's heel is the end, do not try to find a space in between. Also showing you that there's no other kingdom that's going to rise up and rule for any time. Because it's telling you that like Jacob grabbed Esau's heel, there's no space in between there. There's no space for anybody else to rule. Ain't nowhere anybody else can put their hand in there. It's going to be Jacob ruling right after that. Because Yahushua is coming to tear this stuff up, to destroy this kingdom. Who's going to be able to stand up against Yahushua when he shows up with his fleet of chariots? But also showing you that if Jacob is set to rule next, Esau is ruling, then there will be signs of him ruling. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now in the scriptures, you have the wicked and the wicked. A people known as the wicked. This is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Also showing you that rulership of this kingdom of the earth, it has to be given to you. This is Daniel chapter 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and by the demand Again, Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So it's the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that rules in this kingdom. And he gave that rulership, he gave everything over to his son, Yahushua. But here it's telling you who's in control. Yahweh. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and by the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua that rules in this kingdom. He gives it to whoever he will. The Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua will have mercy on whom he will have mercy. So hey, he's giving this kingdom over to the basis of men. Esau Edom, the lowest of the low. The men that you wouldn't have around your dogs, because they would pop them. The man that sold his birthright for some food. The man that would perpetually hold a grudge against his brother Jacob. He gave it over to this man. Which is the wicked. This is Psalm 75, and I'll start at verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So in this kingdom, it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. He's the one that gives the promotion. He's the one that sets these people up, that sets these kingdoms up. And he's getting ready to take Esau Edom out and set up his son's kingdom. This is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. So in due time, coming soon, Yahushua is going to be here. Hey, you know, hey, it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. It's a little willingness. I'll see if it picks up. coming soon. Hey, there's going to be a profitable king, one that's going to restore the earth in complete order, one who's going to rule in righteousness. His name is Yahushua. He's the son of the heavenly Father Yahweh. And it would be in your best interest to learn his name now, because hey, if you learn it in the kingdom, it's going to be too late. Who are you going to call on? What names are you going to call on if you're waiting till the kingdom? This is Job chapter 9 and 24 again. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's who's ruling right now. If you look around you, the earth is completely being destroyed. You got microplastics everywhere. Microplastics in the water, in the air, in your brain, in your body, in your bloodstream, everywhere. In the placenta, in the womb, before the baby's even born, he's being exposed to microplastics. This place is completely polluted. Who did this? Hey, the rulers. Who's ruling right now? Esau, Edom. He covered the faces of the judges. He made Yahushua, his angels, made the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, look like a leprous white man, a leprous Edomite. He made the angels look like babies, so he could fulfill his sick fantasies. This is the wicked. This is who has done this. Knowing, hey, it messed up the people's minds so much that when they read the scriptures, when they read the description of Yahushua, they think it's talking about something else. They don't think that it's talking about a Yahushua being a so-called black man. They think that's talking about something spiritual. They can't possibly imagine a so-called black man having love for his people, coming and saving his people. That's completely unfeasible. So this is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have indignation forever. So these are the people who Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hates, has a righteous anger towards. These people. And they're the border of wickedness. Wherever they go, wickedness follows them. Wherever they're in your country, wherever they are, wickedness is right there with them. Suddenly, Edomites start coming in. They say they're here to help you, whatever like that. Suddenly your kids start falling sick, dying. This is those people. Buildings start blowing up. These are those people. But they want to point the finger at everybody else. They want to be the world police. But they're the wicked that the scriptures speak of. Hold on a second.